Hey, what's up, guys? Yesterday I made a video which was life-changing advice to single guys, how to better yourself to meet the girl that you want. So I made this video and I covered a lot of great topics. I really recommend it for guys to are kind of waking up to the fact that maybe they're in their 30s, 40s that they've been single for a long time and they want to make some changes. I laid down the framework, the groundwork on what kind of changes you need to make, which is both physical and mental things. And but I'm going to expand upon this today because I got in the comments section a guy who asked, would you say that it is possible to find a meaningful relationship with an attractive girl in your 40s? And absolutely, okay? Now, there's a number of factors that it's dependent upon, okay? Which is if you're in your 40s yourself as a guy and you haven't had a significant amount of long-term relationships, you're going to be at a slight disadvantage in your 40s compared to girls who, on average, have had some type of long-term relationship. And I would not recommend being with a girl in their 40s who has not been in long-term relationships, because that kind of means that's kind of a red flag, okay? And just the other way around, it's a bit of a red flag with a girl in their 40s if you haven't been yourself. So I would kind of exaggerate your relationship. At least don't be open about it right off the bat that you're being single your whole life, okay? So that's that. Now, going back to my video I made before, important thing is to get your physique right, especially in your 40s. That's going to give you a huge advantage over a lot of guys in their 40s. A lot of guys in their 40s have dad bods, right? If you have a nice physique in your 40s, you're over 90% above the rest of the guys in their 40s, okay? And having a little bit of money helps. So, having a good job, so getting your life in order, having your life in order, is obviously of importance, right, in their 40s, because when it comes down to it, women find security like something that's desirable, right? A man with security doesn't mean you have to have like shit ton of money or anything. It's just just have be like your house in order. And speaking of which, have a nice place that you live that looks nice. Don't have a fucking dump of a house with like shitty ass. Make your house look nice a little bit, okay? Because a lot of single guys, especially being single their whole lives and bachelors their whole lives, still have that bachelor pad and it looks like shit. And you bring a chick back there, they'll be like, you know what I mean? Trust me, I've been there myself. I learned the hard way on that one back in the day. So, yeah, I want to get that out of the way. Now, he's asking, is it possible to find a meaningful relationship with an attractive girl in her 40s? Yes. But here's the thing. Most likely, you're going to have to find yourself a MILF. A girl who has kids. That's going to be the easiest way, okay? Because generally speaking, by that age, a lot of women have kids already, and they're divorced or separated from their previous partners, and so you should be able to deal with that. Trust me, I've been with a partner that had 3 kids. I've had a partner that had 2 kids of all different age. I had ones that had teenage, young babies. You know what I mean? Every age group of the child, it has a whole bunch of challenges involved with that. But I love kids, so it was never a big issue for me. And generally speaking, they loved me. So the dog's eating something that's causing a lot of noise. Except teenagers can be a bit of a headache to deal with. But so can you meet attractive women in their 40s? Yeah, but most likely they're going to have kids. And the reason why MILFs are so good, because a lot of time guys they don't desire somebody with kids. That's a kind of a turnoff for a lot of guys, right? So a lot of girls who have kids, multiple kids, find it really hard to get a good guy, okay? And if you project yourself as being somebody who loves kids, and you actually, you know what I mean, as of being somebody who has the financial stability and security to help her look after her family, that's great. And It helps a lot. I know I keep harping on this one. Have a good physique. That's going to set you apart from so many guys. And that's something that, especially girls in their 40s, want youthfulness. And if you're a guy who's in his 40s who wants to get back into shape, something taking like testosterone can definitely help with that. And I made a bunch of videos on that. Okay. One other thing I want to mention is a lot of women I find go through a bit of a existential crisis sometime in their 30s. Okay, it's like that's when they fully change into being a mature woman. Okay, so before that, they might have been picking guys who they thought they were into but weren't treating them well and didn't end up working. So eventually they break up with them, right? And there's a lot of girls who might be with a guy from when they're like 20 years old to when they're 33. Okay, and then they're 33, and then they kind of grow out of it. The guy doesn't grow, but they do. So then they become single. And, I said 33, that's an arbitrary number, but it might be 40, right? Or they might be in their 30s, and then they might have had a few boyfriends here and there, but nothing's really worked, right? So a lot of time I find that these women go then towards a, quote, nicer guy. Okay? So that's where a lot of the guys who were in their 20s who were, quote, nice guys, weren't really, women weren't giving them the time of day. Well, now might be your time to shine. You're a bit of a late bloomer, so to speak. And, but the thing is, though, you can't be going in it with the attitude of being like you're still in your 20s. You got to be, you have to be mature yourself. And part of the 3 M's, I call it, that any woman will be into, I made a video on this like about 2 months ago, is 3 M's. Muscularity, money, and masculinity. Okay? Each one of these, like muscularity, can branch out to just being in general health, money, finance, obviously, but having a good profession. Like, a woman wants somebody who they can brag to their friends about of, oh, he's a this, right? He's a lawyer, or he's a this, and this, right? They love bragging about their guys, right? They want somebody they can brag about. So having money, but having a good job and is a good thing. And masculinity is how you carry yourself. I covered this in the last video of being confident and common masculine traits. Okay, part of being masculine is having testosterone. That can help too. When you're a bit older and you start become depleted in that. And then lastly is maturity. I call it the 4th M of that, to be mature. So getting all those checks down will put you light years ahead of a lot of guys, especially being fit. A lot of guys in their 40s aren't fit anymore. Now, how are we going to go about meeting women in their 40s is a bit of a challenge. First of all, like I said, a lot of them have families they deal with, so they don't have much free time. They're working. If they're a single mother, maybe 3 kids, they're working a lot, right? It's going to be tough to meet them. It's possible out in the world. You can play the, start conversation at a supermarket, or maybe you go to might still go to clubs. I don't recommend clubs at 40 to meet girls, though. I just got fur in my mouth. So your best bet will be on a dating app. So you have to set up your dating app well. Okay? I'm not going to tell you every to the T detail to do it, but I'm just going to give you a general overview on what you need to do. First of all, you need good photos of yourself. Not just like a selfie photo like with your phone, and not like some awkward photo. Like maybe get like a professional photo done, or 3, in different environments that show that you're, maybe one that shows that you have like good friends, or like you're a social guy, you're having fun. One maybe that you're a bit active, and another one that's nice photos. Maybe if you have a dog, that's always a big thing. If you have a nice photo with your dog, things like that. But again, good quality photos, not just, cell phones these days can snap good photos, but it's better if you get like a good quality photo done, like good edited and things. And so that's basically what on like Tinder, what will give you the highest probability. If you look good, they're going to swipe in your favor, but you need a bit of a description, which is, and I think this is where a lot of guys, myself included, kind of was shit at it. But you got to just look at what other guys have done that looks good and kind of modify it. And even things like ChatGPT can help with that a bit these days. Or if you're striking conversation with a girl, you can use ChatGPT. I did before. I'll be honest. The last time I was on a date, if I didn't know what to say, I just reply to this like I'm a guy in a dating app, like what should I say? And then maybe I wouldn't say it to the exact T, but a lot of times it was good. It was better than probably what I would have said. Okay, so you can strike up conversations on a dating app, and then within a very short period of time, I wouldn't let it drag on too much. You ask them on a date, and I'm not going to make this whole video on how you should go on a date, but obviously present yourself nice. Offer to maybe before I picked up some of my dates in my car. Some of them might be reserved to do that. They just meet you, but obviously be fashionable. If you look nice, you're going to be ahead of the game. So and he wants, the guy that's asking wants an attractive woman, so you got to be attractive yourself, right? But I recommend taking him to a restaurant that is not like a standard restaurant, but one that's like maybe a bit like an ethnic theme. Maybe it's a Cuban restaurant. Maybe it's a Thai restaurant or a Mexican, like a really nice Mexican one. Not just like a chain restaurant or anything like that. Something a bit different. And then probe them on, show that you're curious about learning things about them, but like not weird questions, but like questions that they might not expect. Like kind of throw them off and get them to open up about themselves and once you get a girl to open themselves up in conversation, soon they'll open your legs up to you. That's just the way it goes. It's about opening them up. I hate to be so blunt about it, but that's just the way she goes pretty quickly. Generally, I like to wait on my second date to make like a make-out move. On the first date, maybe just kiss on a cheek, hug, and say that you're interested in seeing them again. Second date, but for sure kiss them. And then third, fourth date, they should be coming back to your house to seal the deal. Well, I don't want to make my video all about that. Maybe I'll make a whole extended video on that one if guys continue to show interest. My response to him, if you want a quality woman, you have to be a quality man, correct? In the universe, what we put out there ourselves, we get reflections of back. And it's that simple. And if you want somebody who's like on your level, then you need to get out there and like get out there in the world. Maybe you are an attractive guy and you're just having trouble meeting women. You have to get out there, and I recommend the dating apps are the best way to do it, especially if you live in a populated area. If you live in a rural area, it's a bit more tricky. And then you should probably go to like community events and things and just talk to people like the old-fashioned way, or through friends. Like have a good friends circle, and then you'll meet friends of friends, and then people will vouch for you. Oh, so-and-so is a really nice guy. And if you have a lot of girlfriends, like not girls you're fucking, but like friends who are girls, and they might be partners with your guy friends and things, then they might talk to their single friends, but look, I know this guy who's pretty, he's got a good job, and he's a nice guy and things. So you should have a good friend circle. That helps a lot as well. Yeah, I think I covered again, but recommend watching after this. If you've watched this far, but you didn't watch my first video, watch that one as well, because between the two, I think I've like kind of nailed things down here that for a guy who's in their 30s and 40s who was having a bit of an issue with meeting women, and you know, I think I'll just lay it down how it is, and I think I did do that well. But there's more things I can talk about. If you guys have any questions or you're having problems yourself, I'll address it personally. You know, so just like this guy asked a question, I can make video. I make video. If you're new to my channel, I make video responses on people's questions. I prefer that than actually typing things out sometimes. Okay. If you need legit help, reach out to me. I'm here. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.